Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today, we are going over our 4-day testing week 3 of Ashes of Creation Alpha 2. Yeah, that's right, I said 4 days. Steven was nice enough to extend the playtest for Veterans Day here in the US. As a thank you to those who have served. So, we got a lot to unpack. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday's worth of testing. What did we find out? What is going on for week 3 of testing? Let's get into it. So we started off testing much the same as we have in the prior weeks. We started off by logging in as normal, going through the login process, which has improved dramatically. I will say that the stability of the servers has improved as well compared to week 1 and week 2. This week 3, there obviously was a lot of stability testing being done, as it was the first wave of new Alpha 2 key holders. And we did hit server cap, I believe, on Friday. But as is expected, testing kind of piddled off to, the core people, some new people coming in here and there. And at least on our server, we did not hit a server cap late Saturday, and then Sunday and Monday, we're getting in smooth sailing. So there was an influx of new testers to the point where we could, hit a server cap, and that was good to see, with a queue waiting to get in, because that is all very good data for the team to look at and come up with fixes, because Friday it was still very unstable, and as the weekend progressed they did hot fixes here and there. So they took the servers down 2 times. They did it on Saturday and Sunday for less than 2 hours on both days. And I think that was to provide, a little bit of back-end support for what they were seeing as far as the influx of players and the influx on the draw for the servers. So they did a lot of good hot fixes and really improved server stability. I don't think I crashed at all, and if I did, it was very minimal, maybe 1 or 2 times, because I honestly can't remember for this weekend. So server stability definitely has been improved week over week, and Intrepid is very, very consistent with their updates and addressing key things that are not server breaking, but are a big enough issue to where they did see the value in taking down the servers for 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Sunday. As far as the gameplay loop and what we've been doing, again, we've been leveling, we've been grinding, we've been doing artisan professions. We're trying to understand, the world of Vera a little bit. We did find a few bugs here and there. So, I think in total I might have done like maybe about 20 bug reports this week. Some of them I think are, ones that are pretty common, and I'm sure they get a lot of, but I just want to make sure that we're covering our bases. On some of these, where there's water effects missing, or water missing completely, or you're on dry land and you're swimming, right? So we did do some bug reports and things like that, and got stuff all situated with reporting some bugs, along with inventory items that didn't that were bugged, and holes in the map. We found a cave where the rocks had a hole in it, and you could just go into the abyss. So we got that all squared away and situated. But ultimately, we did reach level 14. So we're a little bit behind the curve of all of the quote-unquote sweaty grinders. There's a lot of people that are close to or at max level after this week 3 phase of testing. So I would say we're probably middle of the pack. And one thing that we haven't really gone and tested as a guild or as an alliance is some major like raid or big group content. Like Ursine Caves or Tower of Carfin, things like that, we have not gone and experienced yet. So hopefully coming up this next week on week 4, we get enough groups to get together and we can go and try some new things, get some drops, and understand the larger gameplay mechanics at play here within Ashes of Creation. As far as what we tested outside of that, again, right, we did our leveling grind. We did, we looked up some quests. We did a couple of those. We did some commissions to see what they were all about and to understand those systems a little bit better. I did spend a good chunk of my time working on artisan professions like, lumberjacking and woodworking. I did some cooking. I did some stonework, things like that. And a lot of that was driven by the node needing help to upgrade. So our node in our server has a factory, and now we have a smithy. So we are working towards upgrading our node and getting different types of buildings in place and things like that. To make the gameplay loop even more enjoyable, to be able to test some certain things. It is slow going because obviously we don't have all the resources at any given time to get everything that we need. And some of the things require higher level, processed goods than what we can make currently. So we're stagnant right now due to the limitations in resources and testing and things like that. One area that we did see a lot of issues on was the open world dungeon areas. So specifically the halls of adjudication, we did see that there was a lot of instances where the mobs were clipping through staircases, clipping through multiple levels of the floor. We're stuck in some of the assets. So, we're stuck in the staircase. We're stuck in columns. We're stuck in trees. The biggest example of that was the wolves at the halls of adjudication were all over the entrance area, but they were stuck. So you could attack them, but you were not doing any damage to them. And then the final wolf right at the entrance somehow was bugged, but was able to attack you, and you were able to attack it and kill it to clear it, but then it would respawn in the same exact location, and we would, be running that loop again. So it was a little bit difficult. I think the added influx of players really did affect some of the performance in some of these higher interest POIs or higher mob dense POIs. Like I said, we did have quite a few instances of monsters that were deep in the halls of adjudication just pop up randomly outside where we were fighting. We had a smaller group and we were pulling monsters to the outside of the halls of adjudication near the Ember Springs. And we were just grinding the entrance, but there were instances where there were monsters that came in from well inside of the halls of adjudication to get to us without any reasonable explanation. The whole party was pretty much behind me at that moment because I was doing the pulling. And there was no explanation to why those monsters came up. Other than that, we did glint farming because we have been investing a lot of time and energy and resources into understanding the Caravan system and how that works. My initial thoughts on the Caravan system is it's well thought out, and it is going to be a very interesting gameplay loop to have in the game. Right now, they are still bugged, so you don't get so there is a quest to join a caravan as a defender or as a fighter, and then you turn that in. That seems to still be bugged, and it also still is bugged with showing a defense or attack of a caravan that is in progress. So I think a lot of us have done bug reports on that to address that issue. I think it is a known issue for Intrepid, and hopefully they're working on it to address this. But essentially right now, caravans are, working at base level or at their core base functionality, where you can transport commodities or goods between nodes, and the person whose caravan it is getting the reward of that. So we've been combating that within the group and the alliance by saying, okay, if you go and you're guarding a caravan with someone, that person will then take a portion of the spoils and split up the gold or the silver or copper from that run. As far as attacking caravans, that's a little bit tricky right now. We did dabble in some of that, but we did dabble in some PvP this weekend, and we did get into a little skirmish. Maybe that's coming in a future video. I am making a video of that for PvP and corruption and things like that, so do stay tuned. But if you've enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it, guys. It costs you nothing to subscribe to the channel, so please go ahead and do so. And as always, we'll see ya on the next one.
We're both red devils. How's it feel?
Oh, well.